Breaking news on 41 Action News starts right now.
Another morning of freezing rain, ice, and cold temperatures. Crews are out there right now working to try and keep your roads safe, but slick roads are a possibility.
J.D. Good is monitoring the roads and will share a look at what to expect.
We also have team coverage out on the roads as well.
Yeah, Richard Sharp is in Storm Tracker. Stephen Dial riding along with North Kansas City schools as they try to decide whether students will have class this morning or not.
And that, of course, is the big question on this Thursday morning. After the last couple of rounds, we don't know what's going to happen today. Good morning, I'm Taylor Himnes.
I'm Lindsay Shively. Welcome to 41 Action News today. Let's check in right now with meteorologist Nicole Phillips. So how bad was it overnight, Nicole?
Well, overnight we did have some freezing rain and some sleet move through, but we also have some drizzle as well, and that is what's causing some slick roads, also that light glaze on cars and also a sidewalk. So if we take a look at our weather track radar, we still have some freezing rain and some sleet just up towards the north there of North Kansas City, over towards Weatherby Lake, seeing some freezing rain, and then same thing just up towards the north there of Clay Como. But if we zoom this out and go off towards the southwest, a little bit of sleet just off towards the southeast there of Tonganoxie, and then extending up towards Leavenworth. And then the further north you go here, we start to get into some snow. So St. Joseph up towards Savannah, Mound City, and up towards Grant City, seeing some light snow. Now, if we take a look out the wide view here, watching an area still off towards Wichita, any development here that's going to move off towards the northeast. So it may look like it's done, but you also may look out the window and notice that you've got a little bit of drizzle out there, low cloud cover. That's what's going to be the case here as we go really for the next couple of hours. So we're still going to keep that freezing rain and that drizzle into the forecast. Because of that, we do have a winter weather advisory until noon, and it's basically, again, just because of that freezing rain and for that drizzle. Taking a live look outside, this is actually a One Park Place here from our KB Complete Skyview network. Notice, again, low visibility, so we do have a little bit of a drizzle out there. Raindrops here sticking to the camera, same thing as we look out towards power and light. So very, very dangerous morning for us because our temperatures are below freezing. That means that anything that falls, it is going to freeze. And if we take a look here closer to the metro area, 27 degrees in Independence, 26 at the airport, 24 in Olathe, and 27 in Lenexa. So for our weather impacts this morning, giving it a very high impact for us because we have that rain and that freezing drizzle. And if we look at this morning, that's going to continue up until at least about 7 to 8 a.m. Snow will be mainly north for northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. By the afternoon, our temperatures will climb above 32 degrees, and we'll start to see the chance for scattered showers after 1 p.m. Guys.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Let's check in now with 41 traffic and find out what's going on the roads this morning.
We've already heard coworkers had some trouble getting in, and Jade, you're already tracking some crashes.
Yes, so anytime that you have 4 crashes before 4 a.m., not good. That is not a good sign for the morning commute because we are not anywhere close to that rush hour, and so roads are very dangerous out there. Thankfully, they've all cleared within the last 10 to 15 minutes, so we're going to keep an eye on it for you. But here are a couple of the areas that we were seeing that are very slick. Here on I-70, this is in Kansas City, Missouri, right there near Blue Ridge Cutoff here. We had a rollover crash into the ditch and another crash into the ditch as well. So very slick right there. The other area that we've been seeing quite a few crashes on 71 Highway. I know Nicole comes in on 71 Highway. She said it looks wet, but it's actually very icy there. So we had a crash here right past 22nd Street. So we're just south of the downtown loop. You can see that we have an overpass there, and that's about where that crash happened on those northbound lanes. We had one south of this area as well on 71 Highway. Taking a wide view of our map, you can see on the radar a little bit of that drizzle that we were talking about. A couple of slowdowns out there. Those yellow icons are just slippery areas. That's where we've had crashes so far. 435, I-70, and 71 Highway, all in Kansas City, Missouri. And this is where all that ice is on our traffic maps. So we're going to send it over to Richard. He's in Storm Tracker, kind of keeping an eye on the roads for us. Richard, what are you seeing?
Well, exactly like you said, it really can be deceiving out there, Jade. One of the things we noticed is really depending on where you are, we've seen ice on the road, it's been a little bit slippery, and we've seen some roads that we didn't expect to be pretty clear, very clear. Like, for example, going up by the Kitbon Bridge on 29 North, there was more ice than we had anticipated. It looked like they got some ice on the road, they put some treatment on it, and then it sleeted on top of that, so it was really messy, especially the off-ramps and the on-ramps. You got to be super careful. We've got a little bit further north on 29 and 35. and then it actually cleared up. Now we're on 152. You can see the front camera out here. The windshield wiper is freezing up on us. There's more ice on 152, so we're seeing the traffic move a little bit slower. We got off on North Oak traffic way briefly, and the on and off ramp were very tricky. But I will say we've seen a lot of snowplows treating the on and off ramps, so that's one thing that's a little bit of good news this morning. They're really trying to hit it hard. But as far as wherever you're going this morning, one thing that you need to remember when you head out is that really, depending where you are, it's going to be bad in some areas, and it really can be deceiving. In some areas, we thought we had some pretty good gription. Even in a four-wheel vehicle like this, we did not. We noticed we had to slow down a little bit and give a little bit more distance because we were slipping a little bit. So it really depends. Your headlights might not pick up on the ice there. And of course, the roads that aren't treated as much, like maybe your neighborhood, getting out of your driveway, getting out of the neighborhood to the main thoroughfares, that could be problematic as well. So that's basically the live situation from here in Storm Tracker. Live in Storm Tracker, I'm Richard Sharp, 41 Action News.
Storm Tracker on 41 Action News is sponsored by Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
And right now we have about 9 closings or delays for area schools. So far, none of the major school districts have canceled class.
That could soon change as we get further into the morning and those icy roadways become more of a problem. 41 Action News reporter Stephen Dial is actually riding along with North Kansas City School District this morning to learn how they make that decision on whether or not to close the schools. It's already been a couple of days of this, Stephen. How they make the decision today?
Well, good morning. It's a rare opportunity that you get to ride around with the school district superintendent or join with the superintendent, Dan, from North Kansas City. Kind of talk about the work that goes into, I mean, your decision is going to affect a lot of people. What are you seeing so far on the roads?
Well, the roads are a little bit slick on the side roads. The ones that have been treated seem to be fine. So we're thinking that if we get a little traffic on the roads, they'll probably be okay.
And you don't take this decision lightly. I'm going to let you guys look at what we're looking at right now. But you don't take this decision lightly. As you drive these roads, we were talking off camera about, you're thinking about the high schoolers that are driving. Some of them are new drivers, the bus drivers that are having to come in. You guys have already used a couple snow days. Are these built-in snow days, or you have to make them up?
No, student and staff safety is our #1 priority. So we want to make sure we keep everybody safe on these inclement weather days. But we do not build snow days in. So every snow day that we take, we have to add it on the end of our calendar.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much. We're going to continue to ride along with the school district superintendent. I'm trying to flip the camera back, and we'll get you a better update. He's going to be making his decision pretty soon. We have slipped around in some spots, but his decision, this is the man with the plan, this is the man with the power. So we'll decide and let you guys know. Back to you.
Yeah, not an easy decision. A lot of people to think about. Thank you, Stephen. Crews are hard at work this morning treating those roads to keep you safe. We checked in with city and state road crews last night. Kansas City Public Works reported in at 11 o'clock last night to try to monitor conditions, and residential street crews will come in a few hours. MoDOT says crews were treating roads as necessary. On the Kansas side, KDOT says crews would treat roads overnight with salt. Tuesday's ice storm kept emergency crews busy across the KC area. Look at this. Of course, that happens when there's ice and sleet on the roads. On the Missouri side alone, officers received close to 200 reports. That's more than 3 times what a normal day sees. No major injuries reported in those crashes. Good news there.
We also reached out to the Kansas City streetcar crew this morning. They say they do not pre-treat overhead lines, but they do pre-treat trackways and platforms for the streetcar. They tweeted this photo last night of their team hauling salt. They use the calcium chloride to blend to keep the streetcar platforms free of ice. There they are. They also ran the streetcars throughout the night. Their team worked overtime last night just in preparation for today.
4:39 right now, and many of you may have a hard time getting out of KCI. Look at this. Several flights canceled all this morning. In fact, Southwest canceled all flights until about 8 a.m. There are some delays and on-time flights, so if you have plans flying out, if you're picking people up, you just need to check before you leave the house.
And we will continue to follow this icy weather as it moves through Kansas City this morning. Again, we are live in Storm Tracker, monitoring road conditions to help you get ready for your day. We've already heard from Richard once this morning talking about places that he thought would be very icy that weren't too bad, and places that he thought would be fine that had real problems already.
We've got freezing rain, sleet, and drizzle this morning. When that will come to an end with your hour by hour coming up. You're watching 41 Action News, clear complete coverage.
You won't see anywhere else. 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
The stepmother of a Kansas boy who disappeared Saturday has been arrested.
Authorities also say this is now a criminal investigation. Lucas Hernandez was last seen at his Wichita home before his stepmother showered and fell asleep. The stepmom now faces 2 counts of child endangerment. Police say there could be more charges. The boy is still missing. A man now faces charges after setting this fire in Jackson County. Prosecutors say you could see flames and smoke spewing from the home near 27th and Grove Tuesday. Court documents say Larry Williams was likely drunk when his girlfriend called police and said he threatened to burn the house down. The home served as an apartment building. Williams was severely burned.
Time now 4:43 and new details in the deadly shooting outside of a Kansas City gas station. Court documents say a witness told police her relative shot and killed the victim after that victim pushed and provoked him. Cameron Ginnis now faces murder charges in the case. Police found the victim outside the convenience store near 27th and Indiana on Monday.
4:43 this morning, live team coverage of our icy weather.
Here's another look live from Storm Tracker this morning. Our anchor Richard Sharp is driving, checking conditions this morning for you.
And already a pair of crashes from overnight. We'll share what we know about these ahead.
And I'm Charlie Keegan on the roads in Johnson County. I'll have an update on what the surface streets look like as you wake up this morning.
From Kansas City's weather leader, this is meteorologist Nicole Phillips.
And good morning. This is the morning we have been telling you about for the last 24 hours. We finally have the freezing rain, the sleet, and even the freezing drizzle. Because of that, we have a winter weather advisory for the entire viewing area until noon. And we are seeing some slick conditions out there. Here's a live look out on the plaza so far. You can see that our roads here, they look wet, but our temperatures are below freezing. So anything that has this sheen here, treat that as ice, because I guarantee you there are some slick spots out there. We are down below freezing. We've had that freezing rain. We've also got some drizzle. I want to show you the visibility because while we may not be having heavy precip, there is still something falling, and we can definitely tell that here by how low our visibility is right now. So right around 3 miles out towards Lee Summit, 2.5 in Olathe, and down towards 1.5 miles in Clinton. So very, very slick conditions out there are possible. 26 degrees at the airport, 28 in Lawrence, 29 in Pleasanton. If we do take a look at our weather track radar, most of the precipitation now is starting to slide off towards the north here. I do want to zoom in here a little bit closer towards the Warrensburg and Odessa area, seeing some light freezing rain that again is moving off towards the northeast. So Concordia, you guys are going to get this here pretty soon. A little bit closer, North Kansas City, seeing a batch of freezing rain and even some sleet up towards the north, Smithville. Now you're starting to see some sleet there over towards Parkville as well, and Liberty. And then if we take a look off here down towards the southwest of Bonner Springs, seeing some freezing rain. Olathe seeing some freezing drizzle right now. Now the further north we go, the less we start to see in terms of sleet and freezing rain. We start to see more so of snow. St. Joseph up towards Savannah are seeing that as well, and same thing over towards Trenton and over towards Bethany as well. So we've got a mixed bag of weather. Main concern for us this morning is the icy roads. Again, they look wet. Please take it easy, because I was coming in on 71 highway and it looked wet, but there were definitely some slick spots. From now until about 9 a.m., we're going to be dealing with the freezing rain, sleet, and freezing drizzle. By 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., that freezing rain is going to lift north and eventually transition over to all snow. And then from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., we'll actually start to see scattered showers, and that's because our temperatures start to climb above freezing. We'll get to right around 34 degrees for this afternoon, so anything that falls is going to fall in terms of rain, and in fact, we'll keep that with us as scattered showers as we head towards about 8 to even 9 to 10 p.m. So today, again, the biggest concern for us is right now up until about 7 to 8 a.m. and that's really because we've got the freezing rain, the sleet, and also the drizzle. And I'm going to tell you, once most of that heavy precipitation lifts up towards the north, we're going to be dealing with that drizzle, and we can see it already with our low visibilities. So the roads, I'm going to tell you, again, I was coming in on 71 highway.
Yeah.
It looked wet, but there were definitely some slick spots, and I had to slow down. I was driving at least 10 to 15 under.
Right.
So please be careful. That's all I can say is that.
And that's with empty roads and
Yeah, with no one on there, so you can only imagine what it's going to be like when you get more people on there.
Sure.
And I saw some people speeding past me, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it easy, so I'd advise everyone to just...
And we understand that there are people that can't miss work or anything like that. They actually have to be on the roads this morning, but they need to slow down if they're going to go.
Yes, and leave early.
Yeah.
You know, I left about 30 minutes early.
13 closings so far, and we are waiting to see what happens. They keep ticking up. You saw Stephen in
With
the
North
car
Kansas
with
City,
one of the districts. Yeah, still just, this is a tough decision.
It is, yeah.
Lots to weigh. All right, thank you, Nicole. Emergency crews busy overnight working a few crashes already. This one happened on 435 near Front Street. 2 cars involved. No word on injuries in this.
And another crash on I-35 at Gardner. This one involved 1 car. 1 person had to be pulled out of that car and suffered some pretty serious injuries, but we don't have a name on that person just yet. 41 Action News reporter Charlie Keegan is live in Johnson County this morning.
He is driving around tracking road conditions. So, Charlie, what are you seeing? Have you come on any slick spots?
Lindsay and Taylor, so far we have not hit any slick spots in Johnson County. We just got off Shawnee Mission Parkway and onto I-35. And of course, the roads are wet, but we've been able to stop and start when we got the stoplights, stop signs. I want to show you I-35 right now. Again, show you a little bit of what we are seeing. The lanes of travel are definitely wet, and it appears to be a little bit maybe of icier on some of the lanes that aren't as well traveled, particularly that far left lane. I think has some maybe potential ice buildup. The rest of the lanes we're in definitely wet, and we are going below the speed limit, trying to take some precautions to make sure that we are safe and that we're not putting other drivers around us in danger. It's not the busiest time of the day here on I-35, but we have seen plenty of cars here. On Shawnee Mission Parkway, before we got on the highway, we did see 2 salt trucks out and about heading eastbound on the parkway there. So there are crews out this morning treating the roads, keeping an eye on things. We always talk about entrance ramps maybe being a hazard. Our entrance ramp from Shawnee Mission Parkway to I-35 was pretty good. It was obviously wet, and that seems to be the case. But so far we have seen good conditions, good enough conditions. If you kind of respect the road, keep both hands on the wheel, drive carefully, and you should be, okay, or at least well prepared for what might come. In Olathe, I'm Charlie Keegan, 41 Action News Today.
Charlie, thank you. It seems just anecdotally from what we've heard from the few people that Missouri roads have been a little bit more tricky than
right. So far,
Kansas
that's what we're
side.
hearing this morning. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes as the morning goes on. Conditions are also expected to be bad later tonight on your drive home. Stay up to date by downloading the 41 Action News app. If there is a huge crash that is causing delays, you can get that and any other breaking news and weather alerts sent just right to your phone. It is free to download. All right, 4:52 this morning, a big win overnight for Team USA. Women's hockey team scoring a gold medal win against Canada dramatically, too. Take a look. That's what happened after. That's the Today Show's Al Roker and Hoda Kotb reacting to the women's hockey team singing medal win, gold medal, singing Born in the USA with their families up in the stands. Incredible shootout against Canada. That brings Team USA's total medal count to 21. They are now in 4th. They have 8 gold medals. Hey, how about that?
Yeah.
Norway remains in the lead with 33. Germany in 2nd with 24. But we are right on Canada's heels.
And it's nice to be not just at the bottom of that count.
Yes.
We're moving up. We've got a couple of days left. It's nice to be there. Okay, do you want to know what's on the schedule for later today? You can head to kshb.com/Olympics. We have the event listings on the right side of the page, along with that updated medal count and other stories from Pyeongchang. You can get it all on our website. You're watching 41 Action News. We've got more icy weather coverage coming up.
Back here live on the roads from Storm Tracker, you can see the slick roads ahead of us. We're on Front Street in the north part of Kansas City, about to hit the Kidwon Bridge. And one thing we're noticing is really depending on where you are, it can be either iced over or like right now, it just looks like wet roads. One thing we have noticed is many people are driving too fast for the conditions. Some of them say that, or some of them look like they're going just way too fast. So if you're headed out this morning, take a little bit of time before you get to work, guys.
Yeah, ice doesn't matter what kind of car you have. It's bad news. Thank you, Richard. If you have chores to do outside, you might want to wait until after that ice has melted.
Yeah, an Oklahoma City girl kept slipping and sliding and trying to do good deed, but tough day to do it. She wiped out a few times before she was finally able to accomplish her task. It looks like she's laughing her way through it. So that's the good side of falling down while trying to do something. It can be much worse than this because of the ice. So please be careful out there, whether you're walking or driving.
She's like, Mom, twice the allowance this week,
I'm
right?
done.
Just a reminder, when it comes to sidewalks, it's the property owner's responsibility to treat and clear them. That is the rule in KCMO. You can even get fined for it. If you have a problem with an uncleared walkway or road, you can call 311 to report that.
Someone's going to need to pull the trigger soon.
A big decision coming up, whether schools will be canceled in North Kansas City and around the metro area. Coming up, we'll have a live report with the superintendent.
Here's a fact.